Welcome to Colonize the Ocean podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendan Traxler.
I was listening to some guys talk the other day about Tesla and Elon Musk and um, all that, with it being quarterly earnings right now going on and stuff. And one of the things that was brought up had nothing to do with, underwater habitation or ASC or anything like that, obviously. But it's one of those things where I'm listening to these conversations. I always try to equate them back to what we're doing here and what we're trying to do. And one of the things that was said was something along the lines was that what Elon does and what some successful people do, not just Elon, but they paint this picture, they tell the story that gets people excited to follow behind them in what they're doing. And I feel like that's something that's lacking in what not just ASC is doing, but pretty much everybody. Deep is the only exception. And even then, I'm not sure they're doing it the best they could do it. And it's how do you tell the story to get the everyday person engaged into it, even if they have no, skin in the fight. They're not ever going to be involved or be using the product, but they're excited about what that story is. We'll take Elon Musk, for example. People are passionate about, the Starship and going to the moon and Mars and stuff like that, even though they're never going to do that. You've got people excited about Tesla because of self-driving cars and that future that it brings, and they may never participate in that. But because of the person in charge and the story they're telling, it gets people engaged and riled up, but like in a good way. And so I think that's what we need to be doing here. And so, for years I've said, the ASC is kind of like the tagline to ASC is designing underwater habitats for business and pleasure type of thing. But I don't think that's the best way of the best elevator speech per se. And it's something that I'm working on rewording that engagement, that initial engagement to what we do and what we're trying to do. And we have a unique place here where we're trying to build an enjoyable future underwater for everybody. And the other players out there are still focused on a saturation style endeavor or the scientific community only and stuff along those lines. And we're not. And so it's how do we take that and bringing everybody on board, because what we're doing opens it up to everybody. And so again, will everybody spend the night underwater? No. There's, whether you're, fear of water, fear of claustrophobia, just not interested per se. Obviously there will be a price barrier always for some people. And so you got all these different things, but regardless of that, what verbiage do we do? How do we tell the story that gets people excited, that gets people engaged, and gets people being like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I want to follow this story, and I want to stay engaged and see what's going on. And so again, this is a great question for is how would you tell that story, and not the whole thing, but how do you, really quickly be like, ASC is, what? And that's not really your question to answer, it's mine. But I am always interested in people that are passionate about, living and working underwater. Is how would you describe that? What wording would make it exciting to you, to I mean, obviously you don't need wording if you're already excited about the whole thing. You want to do it regardless, but maybe it's something it's not. Maybe it's a space thing. Maybe you're not that interested in space, but you still watch it. Why? What about it draws you in? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. As we have been rebranding, not rebranding, but restylizing ASC to focus more on the scuba community for the immediate future. I think that the wording needs to mirror that as well, and that is something that maybe I'll debut at the Halloween trivia night, which this is coming out Monday, the 27th, and the trivia night's the 28th. So if you're catching this the day it comes out, make sure you chime in for or watch the live stream. Otherwise, there'll be a podcast later. But that's my little plug for the week.